So as we learned in the previous video, we now have content to work in, but this top menu here is looking a little funky. So let's go ahead and fix that. We can fix that very easily by going to Appearance and going into Menus. Now, I don't have a default menu set up yet, so I'm just going to come in here and call this Main Menu and Create. Now, this is all part of WordPress right now. This has nothing to do with the ultimatum theme. This is just adding a custom menu to my theme. So I'm going to select all and add that over to the right side. Now, what I'd like to do is take advantage of how this was set up. So as an example, I'm going to keep my header page right there. I'm going to keep my links right there. But then I'm going to put my block quote below my multi-paragraph page. So I'm going to take multi-paragraph page, put it up here to the top, drag that to the left, and I'm going to make two subpages under block quote and unordered list. Then under my image page, I'm going to have a child page, and underneath that, I'm going to have the grandchild page. And again, you do that if you look right here. Here's the parent page, child page, grandparent page, etc., etc., etc. So now if I go ahead and save that, okay, so I saved the menu so I have content now. The content was created with the previous plugin. So now if I go back to the front and I refresh this, what you will now see is I have the information inside of my menu, because I basically put something inside menu and this defaults to that particular menu. Pretty cool. Now in addition to that, if I click here, I'm going to see my child and there's my grandchild, exactly how it's set up inside of my menu structure right here. Now more about that in course in detail in my complete course. Now, as great as my little videos, my free videos here on YouTube, this is to give you a good sampling of how I think and how I share my thought process with you to get better at the software. So one of the things we definitely need to take care of, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves in working in WordPress that a lot of people overlook, and that's setting up your category. So by default, this says it's uncategorized. Well, that's really bad for SEO techniques. So what we were going to do here is we're going to go under Post and we're going to select Categories. Now, unfortunately, you can't delete this particular default, but I can change its name. So let's say as an example that, call me silly, we do online training. Now, this is a very, very important step, because what you see up here is what the user is going to see. But what I can do down here, and I like to use this word a lot, I can word salad this with all kinds of different words that are going to get into search engines. WordPress is one of the most search engine friendly web applications out there. So take advantage of any time you get the opportunity to put in text or anything to do with a graphic or a post or a page or a category. Definitely do that. I would probably fill this up with some kind of information too. So if I simply go online training, let's put expert master courses. Now, keep in mind, very important step when it comes to SEO. Don't assume if you're doing online training that's how people are looking for your stuff. They could be looking for tutorials, for videos. So we're going to basically word salad this up. I have courses, training, so I'm going to say videos, tutoring, etc., etc. I think you get the idea. So I basically decided to change the default uncategorized category to something that makes more sense. Now, this needs hyphens in between it in order to be machine ready, machine friendly for the URL. So I'm going to update that. Okay, so now if I go back to my page for a second and I refresh this page, it's now in the category of online training. Now watch this. If I click online training category, see here's my little word salad right there. All this information is getting into search engines. And that's valuable for creating SEO for your website. The title of the page is paramount to SEO. That's just the baby step. That's the beginning. But these are some of the techniques that I go through in my All A to Z Master Course, which, by the way, for a limited time, when you sign up for my All Access Master Course, you will get the ultimatum theme that normally goes for $125, all access ultimatum theme, build as many websites as you want for basically included in the price of my training. All right, so let's get back into the course here. All right, so I now have a category called online training. So let's understand more about how the ultimatum theme works in our next video.